It wasn't a big deal in those days.
Well, that's confessed pedophile priest Lawrence Hecker testifying under oath, explaining why church officials didn't punish him when they first received an allegation that he had sex with teenagers. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. WWL Louisiana investigator David Hammer and our reporting partner Ramon Vargas of the Guardian newspaper are the first to get copies of Hecker's deposition in 2020.
That deposition is under seal in court, but David and Ramon got a leaked copy of it. David joining us now in studio with more of the devastating details, David, in Hecker's testimony.
Yeah, Sharice and Katie, those details really are devastating because we not only got the video deposition you just heard, we also got exclusive access to secret church files. And those back up the comment you just heard from Lawrence Hecker, that for many years, the Archdiocese of New Orleans responded to the mounting abuse complaints against Hecker like they were no big deal. In this never-before-seen leaked court testimony,
Yeah, I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights.
retired priest Lawrence Hecker refused to answer questions about sexually abusing children under oath.
Father, you can take the fifth, you can answer.
Take the fifth.
117 times.
Take the fifth.
Hecker declined to incriminate himself once every 4 minutes during an 8.5-hour deposition, even when he had already incriminated himself.
And you would agree that some of this sexual molestation occurred on out-of-town trips out of the state of Louisiana, correct?
Out of Louisiana, yes. I would, but no. I invoke my Fifth Amendment rights.
All the Fifth Amendments in the world couldn't stop Hecker from admitting he molested multiple children, or from disclosing that top Archdiocese officials helped cover it up for decades. The church has fought for 4 years to keep this testimony secret. But we and our reporting partner at The Guardian, Ramon Antonio Vargas, got an exclusive copy, and it's sure to be of interest to state police as they investigate the Archdiocese for suspected child sex trafficking. Here's Hecker reading from a typed confession he gave in November 1999 to a top church official.
With whatever there were overtly sexual acts, but he was 100% willing. There was a certain amount of genital touching. I remember his visiting me in Luling, 74 or 75. He just drew over to say hello, but we did have a sexual encounter.
After making that confession, records show Hecker was officially diagnosed by psychiatrists as a pedophile. As the year 2000 dawned, then Archbishop Francis Schulte and 2 close aides met with Hecker about it.
Having gone to the mental hospital, as it were, in Pennsylvania, and I was back, verdict, if you like the word, the verdict was take another sabbatical, yes.
About a week later, and just a week before Hecker's sabbatical was to begin, Schulte held a special mass at St. Louis Cathedral, a mass celebrating Hecker's promotion by Pope John Paul II several months earlier to the exalted title of Monsignor.
Archbishop Schulte told me, he said, if I had known of this, I would not have sent in for your promotion.
Still, a top Schulte aide wrote they were ready to have Hecker back on the pulpit as long as the public stayed in the dark.
Monsignor Hebert wrote to Father Reed, and I quote, "Our only concern is that someone in his past might decide to go public. In the meantime, we hope to have him back into ministry in the near future." Unquote.
I see that, yes.
In the summer of 2000, Schulte put Hecker right back in ministry. Here's Hecker reading the Archbishop's letter.
Welcome back from your sabbatical program. I hope this time away from the Archdiocese was very beneficial to you. I am pleased to assign you in residence at St. Charles Borromeo Parish, Destrehan, Louisiana.
And St. Charles Borromeo is a grammar school with lots of young boys, correct?
It has a school, yes.
And isn't it true that nobody restricted you from any access or restricted you in any way when you went to St. Charles Borromeo Parish?
I restricted myself.
Hecker retired in 2002. That year, a special church review board advised the new Archbishop, Alfred Hughes, to laicize Hecker, officially removing him from the priesthood. Instead, Hughes simply asked Hecker and other accused priests not to perform priestly ministry in public. A church spokesman referred questions to Hughes, who's retired. He did not respond to messages seeking comment.
Theology is once a priest, always a priest, and some of these guys was told just sitting around with nothing to do, and to make them more useful.
Weren't they lucky not to be in jail?
I don't think that was even thought about at the time.
As an auxiliary bishop under Archbishop Schulte, current Archbishop Gregory Amond was copied on a letter welcoming Hecker back to work after his 2000 sabbatical. But the Archdiocese said in a statement this week that Amond, quote, was not involved in an administrative role during the time in question. Court records show Amond got more details as Archbishop in 2011 in a series of memos from his Victims Assistance Coordinator, Sister Carmelita Santani.
It says Larry was known among the boys as a predator.
Santani's memo to Amond describes Hecker taking showers with boys and touching their genitals along with another adult at Notre Dame Seminary.
Sister Carmelita writes, on June 19, 1996, Larry Hecker told Monsignor Ray Hebert he wanted to put the past behind him. He nevertheless continued perpetrating through 1997. And you did you not?
Yes. Fifth Amendment.
The Archdiocese says it first reported Hecker to law enforcement in 2002 and did so again in subsequent years. In a statement, the church said, quote, every district attorney was contacted within the region where Mr. Hecker could have perpetrated a crime. The Archdiocese stands by our reporting. Now, you can read the full story on our website, wwltv.com. And coming up at 10, hear more of Hecker's confession in his own words.